It's happened. It's happened. Kamala bombed that pre-recorded interview, so they had to go after him again. That didn't work. Brat isn't selling enough to enough people. You know, this country isn't made of a bunch of fat liberal 25-year-old women. Doesn't appeal to enough people. So of course they had to try again. And you can see this spin from article to article. You can see through the headlines. Trump is safe after Secret Service opened fire at suspected person with firearm near his golf club. Trump safe after gunshots in his vicinity at golf course. One person detained. Trump unharmed after gunfire near Florida golf club. Like, obviously they sent someone else to come harm him. And, I mean, part of me's like, if they're bold enough to do it twice, what's to say they're not willing to do it 3 times, you know? But shills are already in overdrive saying that this is staged again. He's losing so bad to Brat that he's got to stage another assassination. It is so bad. How bad. There is nothing unifying this country anymore. There's no narrative holding us together. 1/3 of Democrats will just tell you straight up, yeah, I think it was staged. That's what even the media had to acknowledge it. That's what they call Blue Anon now, or Blue MAGA, the conspiracists on the left. They're not interested in repairing this country. People need to understand that. People need to wake up to that fact. They want total power. And I bet another third of Democrats, if we're being really honest, know it actually happened, and they agree with it. Like they're like fine with it. These people have been so thoroughly radicalized. They'll just tell you straight to your face, like, yeah, even if this man were democratically elected, we can't have him in office. Well, by any means necessary, we'll keep him out of office. These are dangerous people, and they project. The whole system projects. The whole system projects onto me and you and everyone in your community, every decent, hardworking American, by saying they're the problem. They're the extremist for taking issue with this clown show that this country's become. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. From the AP, for the Associated Press. Trump is safe after Secret Service opened fire at suspected person with firearm near his golf club. U.S. Secret Service agents opened fire after seeing a person with a firearm near former President Trump's golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida, while he was golfing Sunday, according to 2 law enforcement officials. The Republican presidential candidate is safe, thank God. The person fled in an SUV and was later apprehended in a nearby county by local law enforcement, the officials said. The officials were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity without an ongoing investigation. An AK-style firearm was recovered at the scene near Trump's golf course, one of the officials and a third law enforcement official said. The golf course was partially shut down for Trump as he played, and agents were a few holes ahead of him when they noticed the person with the firearm, the official said. The person appeared to push the muzzle of the rifle through the fence line, and that's when agents fired, officials said. Trump's campaign and the Secret Service said Trump was safe, and the agency said it was investigating the incident that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. This reminds me real quickly, someone threw a brick at Nigel Farage's head, which is, the UK is a bunch of chickens, a bunch of cowards. We kept our Second Amendment. Our Second Amendment was based on their original Bill of Rights. Every man back in the day in the UK was allowed to keep a sword, I think, but they never updated it because Europeans are a bunch of cowards. But someone threw a brick at Nigel Farage's head. Like, there are real forces coming out of the woodwork, probably thousands of people plotting against President Trump right now, or hopefully future, President Trump right now, to prevent him from securing high office again. This is the dire situation that our country is in. And to give you an idea of how bad it was, I saw the memory hole of memory holes the other day. It was this comment he made during the debate, and we all know it was so skewed. I've been telling everyone, the skewing for these debates is getting worse and worse. It's worse than 2020. It's worse than 2016. The spin has just turned into outright lies. And it was this article from the Seattle Times, I believe, that was saying Trump lied when he said that protesters took over a large section of Capitol Hill. No, this is the Seattle Times lying about Chaz or Chop or whatever it was that happened in Seattle. It was literally this autonomous anarcho-socialist zone in Seattle during these riots. And they said, and then it was, I'll put the image up on the video right now so you can see it. Literally them reporting on it when it happened. Like, this is literally, what is it? We have always been at war with East Asia. We've always been allied to Eurasia. We've never been at war with East Asia. This is what is in store for our people, the American people, if Kamala wins, or if they off Trump, I guess. You know, if we can't secure an electoral victory, this is the future they have in store for us, where you are a goldfish. You have the memory of a goldfish. Every person has the memory of a goldfish. Things get worse. Nobody knows what's going on. It's just chaos as they expropriate wealth and then eventually get rid of us. And I saw these other blockheads on the dissident right saying, oh man, why hasn't he brought up the shooting more? Why isn't the media talking about the shooting more? Dude, these people work for the 1,000 people that want him gone. He even brought it up in the debate. Any sane and decent American watching would have taken the cue. I mean, I thought he cooked her in that debate, as the youth say. Cooked. I really hate young people's language, but I thought he totally obliterated her. But the state of just disorder, of confusion, of just, as the NPC memes go, focus on this thing, then on that thing, then on the next thing. How mentally shattered these people are. There's no limit to it, really. They're willing to justify anything. They're willing to say anything to defend their status quo. Because they all think he's literally going to end democracy or whatever. They've just been conditioned into believing he's the worst person on earth. It's really a shame. You know? They won't even admit they're radicalized. That was what always frustrated me so much. I'd be like, come on, please. You know, both sides, I get it, but just admit that the left has deep-seated power and is radicalizing people. Just admit that you are part of the problem, and they can't. These people can't. And it's because, after a certain point, only the hard reality of the consequences of their actions will get them to see reason. And by then, it'll really be too late, you know. The ceiling, the roof will be caving in on us at that point. All right, next from the Times of India. Donald Trump safe after gunshots near Florida golf club. What we know so far. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is reported to be unharmed following a shooting incident near his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. The Secret Service and local law enforcement are investigating the situation. Sources indicate that the shooting occurred as Trump was departing Trump International Golf Course. The Secret Service reportedly spotted a suspicious individual on or near the golf course and fired shots when agents believed they saw a gun barrel. Do you agree with, there's a poll. Do you agree with Melania Trump's claim that the FBI's raid on her Florida home constituted an invasion of privacy? Yes. It's unclear if the man was on the course itself or nearby. An agent fired multiple shots, and the suspect was later apprehended by local police on I-95. The West Palm Beach course is about 5 miles from Mar-a-Lago. Trump spokesman Stephen Chung confirmed that Trump is safe and not directly targeted. The Secret Service is handling the investigation, coordinating with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This incident follows a previous shooting at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania in July, which resulted in injuries and fatalities. Here's what we know so far. The shooting happened near Trump International Golf Course. It occurred shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday. The Secret Service fired shots after spotting a suspicious individual. An AK-47 was found in the bushes at the scene. The suspect was arrested by local police on I-95. The West Palm Beach course is about 5 miles from Mar-a-Lago. Trump was not directly targeted. I'm kind of wondering what that means, because there's no way, we saw in that other article, someone's putting their gun through the fence to fire in on the golf course. And you think this isn't related to Trump? I don't know what directly targeted means here. Secret Service and local authorities are investigating the incident, and a similar incident occurred at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania on July 13th. Yeah, they want us to forget about this. The Department of Homeland Security is reviewing security measures from the July shooting. The reason why the deep state wants to take him down so bad is because his positions on things have been described as populist, like Ross Perot. Remember when Ross Perot suddenly dropped out of nowhere? You know, he probably got a knock at his door. There were probably some men in black who showed up and said, "Hey, Ross, you need to stop, or there'll be consequences." And Trump really is a sort of third-party candidate. He happens to be running with the infrastructure of, I mean, even then it's been contentious. There have been people who've been fighting him at the RNC. He's only managed to put allies in charge of that very recently, but he's managed to sort of, leftists were pointing this out at the very beginning about how even Vance was saying bad things at the beginning about, I mean, I think Vance is fine now and he's, changed his mind, et cetera, but the infrastructure of even the Republican Party was fighting him because he truly is a third-party candidate in that sense. He's not a Reaganite Republican. He's not just some business Republican. He's not some neocon. He's not some Nikki Haley. He is a genuine populist. That is the true third position in the United States. Not libertarians, not green politics. It's populism. America's at a real crossroads right now. There's a lot to lose on both sides. And part of the reason they're trying so hard is, as I said in a previous video, if they can crush him, if they can stop him, if they can quash him, if they could get Kamala in office, it will be the end for populism. But if we get Trump back in office, or if they're actually successful a third time around and enough people wake up to what's going on, if we get Trump in office, then the American people will understand that there is a chance for them to fight back against the malevolent forces of globalism. That they do have the power to take back control of their own country if they only stand up and work for it. What a lot of people on the right have been demoralized into forgetting is that Trump is not simply a person, but a symbol. It's easy to spend so much time online, and they have rooms upon rooms upon rooms of people dedicated to concocting all these talking points to get you to lose your focus, to get you to say, well, he hasn't done this, that, and the other thing, and all these other things are wrong, so I'm just not going to support anyone. I'm going to go home and do nothing, or I'm going to support this other ridiculous cause. I'm going to go off and be a neo-pagan, or something like that. They have these rooms, teams of specialists dedicated to getting people to lose their focus, to getting people to take their eye off the ball and remember what's actually important. But we're not going to do this. All hands on deck right now. That's what I'm saying. All hands on deck. We're going to buckle down and focus because the hour of judgment is at hand. If the American people do not make the right choice this November, then God will stretch out his hand in anger against this country. And we will see something happen. I mean, we're already seeing Kamala basically promise to tank the economy. The whole pod living movement will probably be in full swing by the end of her first term if she wins. But just as I speak, from what I've heard from these new news reports, this man has been apprehended, this would-be second Trump assassin, and wouldn't you know it, he's some sort of radical Democrat. He's some sort of obsessed. He was talking about going and fighting for Ukraine. That's how obsessed with freedom and democracy he is. And leftists will literally deny the fact that they've been utterly radicalized. Utterly and totally radicalized. It really turns my stomach to see boomers behaving this way. The first was a kid, and you can understand that. He's young, he's impressionable. Someone could easily have filled his head with all kinds of crazy ideas, but this was a grown man. And he's willing to die for the status quo. Willing to die to impose the will of corporate Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris on you and me. Truly and profoundly evil. This man was completely... he's been apprehended alive, by the way. So I think we'll have some interesting developments coming in the future. From what I've heard, developments are still coming out, but from what I've heard, he was an avid Act Blue donor. If that doesn't say something to you, I don't know what does. He was a big donor to Act Blue, just like Matthew Crooks was. Very odd for a 17-year-old to donate to Act Blue, but anyway, this Ryan Routh guy seems like a real white dude for Harris, if you will. But please, stay tuned. Share this video. Help me grow this channel. I will be keeping you updated as this story unfolds. I had a whole other video planned, and now it's been thrown off by this new crazy, over-the-top, ridiculous event. But that's it for this video, and Red Channels will catch you in the next one.